What's going on, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Chicago Bulls related video, and this one is gravitating towards Cristiano Felicio. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bulls player has been here for several years now, and I think it's safe to say he has overstayed his welcome in Chicago. But I'm going to be slightly talking about him in a rather shorter video today, discussing my thoughts on Cristiano Felicio. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Cristiano Felicio, and obviously what do you think his future will be outside of the Chicago Bulls, as I strongly believe Cristiano Felicio will not be a Chicago Bulls player in relation to next season. At the end of the day, his contract is up for the Chicago Bulls. I think it's safe to say that his career in Chicago is probably up as well. Now, I know a lot of people have gravitated towards hating Cristiano Felicio, making fun of Cristiano Felicio. In the end, he's become a little bit of a meme in our fan base, and of course, people take those memes in a positive light as well. But at the end of the day, with Cristiano Felicio, he has been here for quite some time. He has performed well over the course of these years with the Chicago Bulls, but I think all in all, that contract that he did get with the Chicago Bulls at the time might have been justified, but I think in hindsight's a beautiful thing. It was one of the worst contracts, in my opinion, that the Chicago Bulls have given out in quite some time. And that's unfortunate to say for the Brazilian, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. He didn't live up to that standard for his contract, and I think at the end of the day, it is time to say goodbye, the long goodbye to Cristiano Felicio. But this video is not going to be hating Cristiano Felicio. At the end of the day, I can't blame Cristiano Felicio for taking on a contract, whether he deserved it or not. At the end of the day, the Chicago Bulls, the old regime, were stupid enough to give him that contract. And at the end of the day, it's not his fault for accepting a contract that could help his family, could help himself, can help more generations of his bloodline and his family. I don't have a problem with him accepting the contract, but all of the blame, in my opinion, for Cristiano Felicio in terms of the contract situation has to go to the Chicago Bulls. And this is why I'm very happy that this old regime is out the door, out the window. Take care, see you later. We don't need you here anymore. And hopefully this new regime, Arturius, Eversley, Billy, all of these people that have come in to help this team, hopefully they can find more stability. Hopefully they can find more pieces that are worth contracts that we give to them, and hopefully we can become a much better team because of that. Cristiano Felicio's stats was 1.3 points per game, 1.4 rebounds per game, 0.5 assists per game. He played 18 games this year. He shot 56%. He shot 53% from the field, sorry. He didn't actually take a three-pointer, at least I don't think he did, or he didn't make one, to say the least. And yeah, look, there's not too much to say in relation to Cristiano Felicio, but of course, as we discuss every single player on this team, Cristiano Felicio sooner or later has to be mentioned. And once again, this is a video for me saying that I do not hate Cristiano Felicio. I don't think he's a terrible player. At the end of the day, I just think the Chicago Bulls gave him a very bad contract, and it's not his fault for accepting that contract. He had to do what was best for him. That's the business side of this at the end of the day. We always say the NBA is a business. So it's a business for these players as well. They've got to take care of number one as well. It's not all about the team for many people. Sometimes you got to do what's best for yourself. So Felicio did that, and I can't hate someone for doing that, for taking care of themselves. But the Chicago Bulls made a bad mistake. In the end, Felicio has been here for 5 years, I think, for the Chicago Bulls. And it's time to move on. It's time to say goodbye. At the end of the day, I'll miss the Cristiano Felicio memes. I'm sure they're not going to go away anytime soon. And I don't hate Cristiano Felicio. I always respect players, whether they're at the best of the NBA, or they're just making their way in, or they're just kind of falling their way out of it. They've made the top level of basketball. Felicio has done that, and he's done that in a very interesting way as well. So I have to say, farewell to Felicio. I'm sure we will be discussing many players similar to Felicio in our time. It does happen. Unfortunately, players don't succeed as much as you'd like in this team and in the NBA. So there will be more players like Cristiano Felicio to come. It's just the way that it goes. But for Cristiano Felicio at this point in time, I think the best solution for him if he can get another contract in the NBA, I think that's very unlikely, to be honest. I can very well see him returning to Brazil or going into the EuroLeague and doing very well over there. I think that's probably the destination for Felicio. He can continue to be with his family, play basketball in the places that he loves to play basketball. It doesn't have to be in America. It doesn't have to be on the NBA. I think there will be a bunch of teams outside of the NBA that will take Felicio. And not only that, I think he'll suit a lot of those teams a little bit more better than the NBA. And again, he's just a different type of player. He doesn't suit the NBA, in my opinion, as much as probably back in the past, back in 2011, 2010 days. A player like Cristiano Felicio probably could have done very well at that time. But in this modern NBA, I don't think he suits the NBA. I think the NBA is probably out of the question. But we shall wait and see. My guess is he's going to return home. He's going to go to Brazil, and he's going to do very well there. Again, I think he's only 28 years old. Basketball is definitely not out of the question for his future. I just don't think the NBA is going to be the answer for him. With that being said, have a wonderful and safe day, Bulls Nation. Keeping us short, keeping us sweet. At the end of the day, there's not too much to say in relation to Felicio. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. We continue the discussion of our players, and we continue the talk in free agency. That's what we're going to be doing for the next few days. Have a wonderful day. Take care, and peace.